Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to the Adventure Incorporated podcast. I am your dungeon master, Anthony Reed. If you listen to the show, you may say to yourself, Anthony, which dungeons are you a master of? And I would say, all of them, technically speaking. What, did Steph put you up to this? Is this her? Did she tell you to ask me that? Whatever. This is episode 23, and it is part of the Ancient Secrets story arc, and we are so excited to have you here. Thank you for coming to join us on the Adventure Incorporated podcast. Thank you for being a part of our adventure, and you can be more of a bigger part of our adventure, I guess I would say, in a couple of ways. One way is to make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our social media footprint, if you will, to get all of the information as it comes out, to see the cool things that we're doing, to be a part of the discussion. You can also head to our Discord, which has links right in the show notes, and on our website, adventuringpod.com, and you can be even more directly a part of the discussion. It's a cool community. We talk about a ton of stuff. There's some great people there that we really, really love having around to talk to. And we're always there for you. Just come and talk to us, and we will be someone will be around. I'm sure someone's around. And then, of course, you can be a patron at patreon.com/adventureinc, like all of our other amazing patrons who support the show monetarily. And we try to give a little value back to the people who do that. And so you would be able to get access to maybe a special feed of bonus episodes with special guests every month. That's, wow. I mean, wow, it's actually pretty great. We do some cool stuff on those. Like, we get some fun storylines brewing on the side there that are not relevant to our main plot, but are part of the world. They are canon, and it gets pretty wild. We also have our $10 tier, which gets to do exciting things like submit magic items to me. I finally have a couple of magic items submitted by the patrons that could wind up in players' hands. They're going to be part of the pool of weapons and magic items and things that players can roll up in the shop. So that's going to be super exciting. I cannot wait to see those things have a chance to pop up. And we also do some other content creation for the patrons of that tier. We make D&D stuff on a live stream. All of this is because of the patrons, and you can be a patron too. You can get access to all of this. This is all stuff that is within your grasp for just by supporting the show at patreon.com/adventureinc. Okay, you know what? I'm ready to get rolling. Let's get started. Nobles and farmers, knights and scoundrels, gather round to hear a tale of excitement and mystery. Brave adventurers facing grave dangers. Belroth, the ranger.
She's a Grimalkin, but that's understood. No pets allowed, even though she's not a pet. I will wait outside. Everyone, if anyone needs anything, I am outside.
Skarpin, the cleric.
Should I just try and snipe them from over here?
Yeah, okay. I did say they were as good as dead. I would hate for my, to break my word on our first contract as Adventure Incorporated.
Ellery, the bard.
We would want you to leave this warehouse.
He points behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Church.
Oh, sorry. We want you to leave this church.
ReedDeeran, the wizard. He say you no worship Shattered Fang.
Yeah, man, he's super wrong. We love Shattered Fang, man.
Prepare yourselves, for these are the tales of Adventure Incorporated. Let's get started.
Okay.
In the aftermath of the battle with the large demon, the other demons have scattered. Things have quieted down across the battlefield, but soldiers are taking some time to rest. And there's still a scattering of imps and small demonic creatures that are, prancing around that get slaughtered here and there, shot off from across the battlefield, that kind of thing. It's clear there was a battle here, and the injured soldiers are definitely an indicator of that as they take time to rest and recuperate. You may also use this time for a short rest, as the rest of the crew does as well.
When the creatures burst into flames, did they leave anything behind? Because when we fought them, they didn't, if I remember correctly. But I could also be misremembering.
These do not. They burn into like an ash that basically when there is enough of them in an area that have been killed, like you can see the ash kind of collecting in places. But it is mostly they're just burning away.
I scoop up some. I scoop up some and put it in a little pouch.
Okay. 2 of the mages that are with the general come and find you, Ellery, and Deeran. Your magic. Quite impressive for hedge witches.
Oh. Thank you.
I have not seen such focus, such concentration of raw power. You touch so much of the energy at once. You must be exhausted when you finish.
Do we feel that?
No. So for you, it is like the energy is so abundant that when you cast a spell like you normally would, I mean, it's way more powerful than you expect it to be, but it doesn't expend any more of you than it normally would.
Okay. Cool.
Us hedge witches are just taught if you work really hard, you can do anything you set your mind to.
Deeran nods.
We could, if you are capable of wielding that kind of power, then you would be most welcome on any battlefield we face. Sometimes hours and hours into the battlefield, we are still facing demons as they pour through holes. It is our duty to rend them with flame and lightning. You would be most welcome.
I don't really do the flame or the lightning. That's more, Deeran's area.
Yeah, I really appreciate the offer. But my friends and I are kind of, we're in it to win it here this time. But we got our own stuff to do too, But we're definitely down to help out,
I am just shocked. The beam that you summoned forth, that you tore through that creature with. If you can do that, 40 or 50 times, that's just an immense amount of power.
And Deeran kind of thinks about how many times he can cast that spell. That was he's talking about Witch Bolt, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that I could do that 40 or 50 times, man.
But your power, you said it. That is how you cast your. Interesting.
Over a few days or whatever, sure.
How many times do you think you could cast that before you would need to sleep?
And he thinks about his own arcane abilities. I guess probably I could do it at least 7 times before I would need a juice and a nap or whatever. But then after that I could do it again another couple of times at least.
7? They look at each other, and the other court mage. So your potency. I can see now why your spells are so potent.
Oh?
because you are so limited in your ability to cast them. You pack a big punch, but only
Thanks.
a few times.
Well, all right.
If you came to study with the court mages, as you would be welcome to do, we could teach you to refine your power.
To make it less good, but more often?
Clearly, you have great capacity. You have strengthened a muscle, so to speak, a metaphorical one, that allows you to channel large amounts of energy into one singular spell. And now we would teach you to flex a different muscle, one that would let you channel smaller amounts of energy into a great number of spells.
Oh, it's like my grandma always used to say, it's not about how many sheep you can lift over your head at one time, it's about how many sheep you can get back into the pen.
Okay. Perhaps.
You see, because if you lift the sheep, it means you're strong, but it doesn't matter if you're just putting one away.
Certainly. If you only flex one of these metaphorical magical muscles, then you are limiting your potential. And it is clear that both of you have great potential. The power that you wield radiates.
Well, wouldn't it just be better to do what we do a lot? Wouldn't it be better for you to, get the strong magic muscle that we have?
But if you don't have the muscle to do things many times, then you can't do them many times strong as well. I agree with you. Perhaps flexing both muscles at once is the way for us unlocking true power. And you have followed a path we have not. And so if you follow our path as well, perhaps you will be able to show us a new way.
Oh.
Yeah, man, we'll see, right? Who knows what might happen? Do you have a business card or anything that you could give me, and then after this is all over, we can, we'll connect after, get lunch or whatever.
He smiles. He says, "When this is over, we'll find you."
I don't know.
Oh, hey, EllisonEllori. Oh, we did it. Did you see me out there? I don't even need those stinking spells, and we did it.
Yeah, Skarpin, you did such a good job out there.
Yeah,
I was watching.
Thanks, you did
man,
too.
You were so brave out there.
All right.
Running out there without any magic or anything, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, I was protected with my faith. Well, not literally, I wasn't, but you know what I mean.
Oh, I thought you said face.
Oh, did you see that? Did you? Oh, yeah.
Sorry, sorry. It just I misheard a little bit there, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be because you're so good at holding your breath.
You saw that? Oh, I didn't think anyone saw that. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Oh,
You puffed up your cheeks so they made little pockets. Little pockets of air so they didn't...
that's the trick. That's the trick. That's all you got to do.
It's like an airbag.
Exactly.
Literally, yeah, that's all. That's air.
A whole
in there.
bag full of air, you know?
In the cheeks. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Where'd you
just
do
like
that?
right in your face.
Yeah, if you punch someone and they've got a bag of air in front of them, it doesn't hurt them so bad.
Yeah, unless that bag exploded or whatever.
Well, if it exploded into their face, I imagine it would be...
Yeah, if you filled that bag with metal shrapnel or whatever.
Why would you do that if you're protecting yourself?
I don't know. It sounds really dumb, but I bet, who knows? Anyway, hey, man. And Deeran looks back at the court mage and tries to get an insignia off him or something
Yeah, they've turned to leave. But on their backs, they do have an insignia that appears to be an eye inside an hourglass.
Do I recognize
The
that
top part of an hourglass.
at all?
No.
Great.
Does Skarpin do a religion check?
Please.
Natural 1.
Nope, you don't recognize it at all.
All right.
Does Skarpin do a religion check?
Natural one. He does not
Nope,
do
he
one.
pretty much doesn't. He barely.
Can't do those here either.
Can I make a check against that at all from either Arcana or History?
You're welcome to. Yeah, make a history check.
Okay. 18 plus 6. 24.
Yeah. This symbol is not one you recognize at all.
Damn. Okay. So when you said no, you fucking meant it. Fuck you, Mike.
Fucking dice rolls are even augmented here. Asshole.
Hey, is X true? No. Can I roll? Sure. Is it true? No. No,
I
that's
wanted
fine.
to know how true it wasn't.
It wasn't.
So not true.
100% not true.
The general makes her way over as well. She says she looks at the patch where the demon was, where the most of this ash has sort of conglomerated, we'll say. And she looks at the ash. She looks back at you, and she says, "Good work."
Thank you.
When we finish our journey, I would have you come with me. It seems that your power will be undoubtedly useful in whatever the Archon will make us face.
What about if can you clarify finish this journey for me?
Yes, when we finish marching and we reach the Archon.
Okay.
The
I didn't
Archon
know
is
if it was
going-
like a, long term, because I don't know how long we'll, anyway.
I don't know how long any of us have. We're all hoping that we can make it through this.
Well, that's not what I meant.
Yeah, no, man. I think we're going to be around a long time.
Well, I hope we all will. That is a good optimism that I hope
Thanks.
that we can all share.
I can't wait for us all four of us to help you with the Archon.
Hopefully we will reach the Archon soon. I do not know what madness he will bring us, but we will have to appease him if we hope to gain his favor.
Now, how does he work exactly? Does he, when they say he sees with the Titan's eyes, are they using that with the apostrophe after the S on Titans or before the S on Titans? So is it he gets to pick one Titan, he sees through their eyes, or is it all of them lumped together so he's got a full picture?
There are 5 Archons, one for each of the Titans.
Oh.
So apostrophe before the S.
I see, yeah.
And is it literally the seeing through the Titan's eyes, or is there some sort of metaphorical object with which he does such a thing? He or she, or they do such a thing.
I am not an Archon, and I do not know their secrets.
Okay.
But, to my understanding, the Titan has no eyes. The Titan has no form. They are essence. They are everywhere. So when the Archon speaks with the voice of the Titan, or it sees with the eyes of the Titan, it is a connection to that energy, more than it is a physical being. But again, I am no Archon.
Cool.
Get some rest. You will need it.
Okay.
Anthony, how many silver arrows were handed to me when I incorrectly shot them with not a silver arrow?
You have a dozen silver arrows.
12 it is. Oh, no.
A baker's dozen.
13 silver arrows.
13 arrows.
Yes, but they were made by bakers. There's
bread
13 silver
arrows.
arrows made by a baker. They're breadsticks.
Awode.
Oh yeah, and then Skarpin has a
Breadsticks.
silver short sword he attached to his staff.
Making like a makeshift like spear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pike.
spear.
yeah, and it's got silver coins on the other side.
You're right. Okay. So you guys continue to travel. The soldiers all get back together. The caravan begins to move again eastward and to the north. Is there anything that you want to do while you travel? Is there anything else that you guys want to look into?
At some point during the travel, at like night, Belroth wants to do a little experiment with his own magic.
Okay.
He wants to get when there's not a lot of, basically when only the gang is around. Ideally,
You sure you want us around for that?
Yeah, buddy, we don't have to be there.
Experimenting?
Yeah, like I mean, you can experiment with your own magic,
You
like
tell us
wherever
about it
you
later.
want. But
yeah.
oh, Rob, I was
well-
making a masturbating joke. Sorry.
That's not an experiment, dude.
That's just practice.
Yeah, I got that down.
So it is the group and Doran. Doran finds his way to like the campfire with you guys pretty frequently. Not every night, but most nights. He winds up over there playing a flute and just like
Not
chatting with you.
Sure. So, like, when he's kind of not paying attention or, like, doing his own thing, just playing a flute or whatever, Belroth is going to elbow Deeran and be like, Deeran, the magic I use as a ranger that I've studied doesn't seem to work normally here. But being a tiefling, we are given certain gifts naturally that are not derived from that sort of training. So I want to see what happens, but I'm terrified Doran's going to get scared, and I'm going to do something like make too many teeth, but demon teeth, and everyone's going to exile me from the camp.
You want to like sneak off into the woods?
Sure. Yes. That seems
All right.
correct.
No one ever got upset when a bunch of people snuck off into the woods and did demon shit in the dark.
Deeran just gets up and walks away from the campfire into the middle of the woods.
The Hedge Witch trials. Whoa! Ah! Demons! I've never seen Blair Witch Project. But
So good.
I imagine it goes like that.
That's exactly it, honestly.
That's
Ah! Ghosts!
it. Now just imagine that on VHS.
Yeah, I was shaking while
yeah.
I
Yeah, it
was
was a
saying it. You
visual
couldn't,
bit.
you couldn't hear it in
Yeah.
the podcast.
You couldn't see
I
it
just
either
think
because
that,
of the
your
camera angles
current-
were so.
Yeah. Your current audio and video quality are too high for Blair Witch. So if you can just drop down to like 460, that'd be great.
Yeah, dropping down, baby.
Oh, much better. Here we are.
Y'all haters.
okay.
Blair Witch was dope.
I loved it.
It wasn't bad. Belroth takes out a torch, and he kind of like takes out like a flint and like lights it on fire, and sort of stakes it in the ground to like so it sits up correctly.
Whoa!
Everyone's spooked. And
And now they're gonna know where we are. I thought we were sneaking off.
well, it'll be fine. And
Okay.
There's someone in the woods.
Oh, it's okay. That's just Belroth and Deeran over there. I don't know what they're doing yet. Let's watch.
Belroth then like flicks out the torch.
Oh, they're gone.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That one was the easiest version, but now how good is your... Can you see my eyes? Is that something you can see? Is it too dark?
I mean, I can feel you. I'm touching you right now.
I can make little lights that look like fireflies. If that's...
Ellery, did you...
Sorry, what was there?
It's perfect. It's perfect.
No, I didn't.
I was so caught up in the Blair Witch that I would just put myself in this scene. Sorry.
No, I love
Continue.
the idea. We just like snuck off, and you're just like there.
She just followed.
Doran's like, everyone came out here, so I came too. What's happening?
Sorry. Continue with your dark blindness.
Okay.
yeah.
Belroth takes a small twig and like Flint tries to like light that on fire, so it's just like a little matchstick kind of a flame.
So are you using your flint for that? Like you're lighting a physical fire?
Yes, but just like he's trying to get like a very small flame,
Okay.
very tiny flame, and then
Okay.
with his tiefling ability, he's going to use thaumaturgy to cause the flames to flicker and brighten and change to a purple color. He wants to see what happens.
Okay. You focus your tiefling energy into this thaumaturgy.
And like
When you have-
he like puts his hands like kind of around the flame to sort of like shield it, but also to like normally push the magic that he doesn't really think too hard about into it.
Yeah, and you don't have to, you don't think too hard about it. What does strike you when you try to do it this time is the torrent of magic that pours into you through this thaumaturgy. And in fact, the flame turns purple and gets big, very big, much larger than you intended as it bursts out between your fingers into this like explosion of fire around you. And the ground around you, you can feel a creeping darkness spread from your point of origin outward as the plants around you die and things blacken in the light of the fire burning above you.
He takes the stick and he like stamps it out as quickly as he can and
there
tries
they
to
are.
channel the magic into it to make it disappear.
As you pump more of this magic in, the fire is out immediately, but that circle of darkness spreads further away from you in this area.
You did it, man.
That was what I was worried about. That felt very much like how the Demon Isles felt when everything was changing. Except, more death.
Oh.
I think I've just been thinking about how the Demon Isles are connected to these 7 demons, and they're all connected to one. There's 7 isles, 7 demons, and I'm of those monsters, and I don't like that. I don't like the way people look at me because it feels correct. It feels like they see something I haven't seen before. And I am feeling a little uncertain, Deeran.
Yeah, man. I think it's important to remember that these are people from like the olden days, right? So they're ignorant as hell too. So like, don't worry about it, man.
No,
yeah, sure. Like it does. Like we did find out that like where the tieflings come from or whatever is pretty direct line connected to you. But like, at the same time, man, we know that you're a good guy, and we know that, you're doing the right thing. So like, if they've got a problem, that's for them to deal with. Deeran takes a bite of jerky and like holds the other half out to Belroth.
Belroth like politely takes it, but doesn't bite into it because he's not particularly hungry right now. But he wants to be. I really do appreciate the support. I brought you out here because I figured you would maybe understand this more than I, what's happening with the magic. But it's easy to hear someone say that you are accepted for who you are, and it still doesn't feel like I can believe that right now.
Yeah, I know they don't accept you, but like our group does, and when we get back home, like there's tons of people who are, there's tons of tieflings around. Like, it's not a huge deal or anything. Like,
But what if
I had
don't?
a tiefling professor, like,
What if I don't accept me, Deeran?
well, I mean, jeez. And Deeran pulls out another piece of jerky.
I'm
and,
really
like,
quite
bites
all
into it.
right. I got this one right here.
Oh, no, this one's for me, man.
Oh, okay.
And finishes chewing. And then he looks at you and goes, here's what I know, man. The way people, like, treat you and, like, the things they expect of you, that's their stuff. Like, the only thing that you can do is, like, care about your own perception of you, and like if they're coloring that, man, like, chase down like what you like about you, and like what you know about you, and like hold on to that for a little bit. Like that's what I do. And he takes he nervously rips a piece of the jerky off and feeds it, like puts his hand down to feed Freya, like instinctively. I don't know if Freya's there.
I
Anthony.
assumed Freya was sleeping back at the camp.
Yeah, she's back sleeping by the fire.
That's fine. Yeah. He holds it down for just like a couple of seconds and then like looks down, realizes what he's doing, and like
There's a
puts it in
squirrel
his
like
pocket.
scampers over.
But yeah, man, like, I don't know, bud. But we're here.
Thank you. And Belroth turns
He
around.
like wipes his jerky hand off on his cloak and like puts it on Belroth's shoulder.
And as they're walking back, Belroth like takes his piece of jerky that he didn't even touch and throws it to the squirrel, and looks at Deeran and says, "And just don't call me Bud. I didn't really like you calling me Bud. It was just a weird nickname. I just didn't like it.
All right, man.
That's better."
Hey, Ellery,
Yeah, Skarpin?
how come you're so strong here?
Skarpin, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no idea. I think that, if we're talking in relation to you and why you're maybe not so strong, is that the root of the question?
I mean, I can tell you why. She carries Vorus's gift.
Vorus?
Who's Vorus?
Yes, the Titan who brought magic to the world.
My grandmother said, don't accept gifts from strangers because you never know that it might be poison.
Really on the nose with that one.
Wise words. Though in this case, I think you weren't really given much of a choice as to whether or not you accepted Vorus's gift. At least none that I'm aware of. And I don't believe it to be poison, although you are a hedge mage, and maybe there are a hedge witch, and maybe there are things that hedge witches do that are different than how the court mages react. But the gift is that power that you can touch, that you can tap into, that others cannot. That you can see and feel and manipulate magic.
Can you tell me? Okay. Okay. That sounds like a good answer.
And sadly for you, my large-shelled friend, you just weren't born with the gift.
Fine.
And he turns a little away from Doran, and
I do have a question for you, though, my friend.
Oh, sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh. Okay, I mean, I wasn't the one responsible for you not being born with the gift. I don't know why I'm being punished, but okay.
Oh, no, I feel bad now. What do you want?
That shield that you carry, I cannot help but notice the beautiful painting of a snowflake that you have put upon the front of it. What is that?
Well, we all have different beliefs, and for me, it is the symbol of my goddess, Oleander. But
Is that a goddess of your people?
yes, apparently she hasn't come to the mainland, and maybe that's why. Normally, I'm able to cast great magics. Actually, yes, very very impressive magics. But
Oh, it's true.
Oh.
I've seen
yeah.
it.
Okay.
yeah. So perhaps
No, you're right. That makes total sense. I get that now.
Right.
I understand.
Yeah, it's
you
just-
were born with the gift, just not here in back in your home,
Right, not on the mainland.
where no one is.
Right. Yeah, back at the Tortles. Yes, it's very impressive. So that's the story of the shield. It's my grandmother's actually.
It was her shield.
In a way, in a manner of speaking, yes. I protected her back for a long, long time. But I have a particular affinity for accessing the dreamscape, and
Anthony, over the nights, Skarpin's been attempting to access the dreamscape. Has he been successful in doing that or dreaming?
You have not been successful in accessing the dreamscape, nor have you had dreams.
but I can't even do that here. Just
Oh,
nothing.
Skarpin, do you want me to tell you about the latest dream I had?
Oh, would you? I feel so cut off from that world, and it would mean a lot. Thank you.
It was wild. Okay, so I was back home in Naya, and I was walking around, and I was just doing normal, everyday things. And then I realized that I wasn't wearing any shoes. And
No
it was really at the top of my mind that I wasn't wearing any shoes, because all of the places that I were walking were places that you'd normally wear shoes, and my feet weren't dirty at all. It was like all of the mud and all of the, I was walking through the animal pens, and I was walking through
without
the
shoes?
pantries without shoes. And all of these things that should be, all of the dirt and grime that should be on my feet, they weren't there. My feet were still clean. And Dream Me wasn't worried about the fact that I was wearing no shoes in unsanitary places. That I was just living my barefoot life. And I woke up and I was really kind of, in distress about the fact that I was so nonchalant about not wearing shoes.
At least you didn't go anywhere like a public restroom.
That would have been the worst.
That would have been the real test. Oh. Well, no, thank you very much. That was a great dream. I'll remember that.
Skarpin appears more content than he had and stares into the fire.
Oh.
A couple more days.
Eventually,
of-
Deeran plops back down in front of the fire, and finishes his jerky, and just kind of smiles at everybody before going to bed.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Sweet dreams to everyone else.
A few more days go by of travel. And they pass fairly uneventfully before you reach the end of the Starlight River, as it passes into the mountains and to the ocean beyond. And this is where, sitting at the very head of the Starlight River, just at the base of the mountain, there is a figure in long gray robes, staring into the water. The figure has long gray hair that goes down to the ground, and basically when they're sitting there, it's all splayed out behind them in the dirt.
Does
The
it have
general
tangles in it? Important
It's
for
not.
later.
I would say unkempt. It is unkempt.
Okay.
The general stops the caravan and comes and finds the four of you. And the general, she says, I suspect that we will not have a lot of time to prepare. So before we approach the Archon, please prepare yourselves.
Ellery kind of looks down and like straightens out her dress a little bit, like, and then gives a little thumbs up.
Hey, General.
Yes.
Are we gonna fight the Archon?
I do not know.
The way you said, like, prepare yourself makes me wonder.
I think it is a very real possibility that the Archon could try to fight us.
That hadn't entered into my mind at all, Deeran. I'm glad you said something.
I assumed
Yeah,
they
it
were
just
on our
seemed-
side.
Yeah,
They
I thought so
are.
too, until the General came over and said, prepare yourselves. Like, something bad was gonna happen.
The Archon is largely on our side, presumably on our side. The Archon does not think like we think. It is subsumed by the power that it touches. And I think that we should be prepared for anything. When I last came to the Archon, I had to fast for 5 days under the elements in order to
Deeran
speak
turns
with the Archon.
like white as a ghost.
Skarpin turns as white as a ghost.
Corpse it.
as he already
That's
is.
like- Imperceptibly
And-
white.
That was just to speak with the Archon. And they gave me a list of demands that when I was able to fill them, I could return. And she turns and motions for some of her soldiers who bring her a giant bag of gemstones. These gemstones are part of the demand that was given me. And it is part that I will bring in. This part is what will bring over there now. The rest, the silver, we're going to leave in the carts. But that was also part of the requirement. More silver than... I'm not even really sure how we got our hands on all of it at this point. It's so much silver. But that was what was requested.
All right, then. And Deeran goes ahead and casts Mage Armor on himself again.
Okay. She hefts the gems onto her back and leads the four of you toward the Archon. As you get closer, you can see that the Archon is an elf. And it appears to be feminine. And she stands as you approach, but does not turn to you. She still seems to be staring at the river as it flows. And she says, "Ah, you have returned. And you come with what I have requested." The general looks at you guys apprehensively, like as if to say, "This is it. Be ready."
Ellery bows. Or curtsies, I mean.
The general looks at you, then sort of just shakes her head a little bit as she looks back at the Archon, and she says, "Archon, I have brought what you requested, although you will have to forgive me, I am a bit confused. You are not the Archon I spoke to." And the Archon then turns, and in a moment you see not one face, but like many faces, but almost like they're overlaid on the same person. Like they are many people at once, and no one, and their face just is this almost expressionless, blank, featureless face that looks back at you. "I can be many things to many people, but I assure you, this task is the one I put before you. She comes forward and grabs the bag of gems and scatters them onto the ground in front of her, next to the flowing and rushing Starlight River. She looks them over, takes in a deep breath. She says, I bring you the gift that Voris brought to help your people. She lets out the breath, and you watch as the gems begin to glow as energy washes over them. These gems are now tied to the pieces of the world that Voris touched. Those places link to magic beyond this world. It links to the power of the arcane itself. And as long as these links are in place, these gems will draw power from them. If ever the links are broken, they will use what power they have, but in time their strength will fade. Let these be the nails that build our prison. Let these be the pieces that hold the door in place. The Archon turns and raises her hands up above the water, and from the lake emerges a giant stone wheel. The wheel is carved intricately with patterns and runes, and it is fitted with places for the gems to slide into. And she motions, and the wheel comes forward toward her, and it drops to the ground. She says, fill these runes with molten silver and embed these gems in this place. Take this on your campaign, General. Take this to the Demon Isles, and you will use it to stop the advance of their army. Place it on the gateway, and the gateway will hold as long as magic has its touch on this world. The general motions for soldiers who come and pick up the, it takes 15, 20 soldiers to come and lift up this giant stone wheel and move it. The Archon says, I have more for the 5 of you, but no others may enter. No others may come. Are you prepared? The general looks to you.
Ellery checks to make sure her dress doesn't have any wrinkles, and then she nods.
Does she check for shoes?
Yes, she does an extra, double glance to make sure she's wearing shoes.
Skarpin looks over and sees that and nods.
I'm ready.
It's not a dream.
I am ready as well.
Belroth pets Freya on the head. We're ready.
Deeran gives a meek thumbs up.
I give you now the last piece, the last of the Titans has given their blessing. This is what Jean was willing to share. Secrets of times long forgotten. But in order to access these secrets, each of us now must test you. This is the way of the Titans, that all things come with effort, and only with effort can you appreciate and understand what you are given. And so you will be tested in the old ways, tested in the ways that are part of our very being. Nothing is easy. Nothing is free. Come, we must leave the eyes of others. We must go where we can be in secret. And she turns away from the river and heads into the mountains. Just starts up a path up through the mountain ways. I guess we should follow, the general says. And she begins to walk.
Hey, how literal do you think this like whole test thing is going to be anyway?
I hope it's not like a pencil and paper thing, because honestly, in school I was never very good at those. I just kind of wanted to, to learn things by doing, because I feel like it never really sunk in unless I was doing it myself. So the choose A, B, C, or D, it never really worked for me.
Personally, I hope it is a test, a physical writing test. I actually am quite good at those compared to other tests. I actually learn best by reading than I do by doing.
Yeah, Skarpin walks next to Belroth.
In the physical essay test line?
Well, he just wants to make sure if they have to like take a seat somewhere, that he's just going to sit next to him.
Yeah, man. Like, Ellery, you shouldn't feel bad about not being good at tests, though. Like, those things are set up to like make you fail. Like, they're supposed to, like, they're structured in a way that like they're not for everybody, you know?
But that doesn't make any sense, because if everybody has to go to school, then everybody should be afforded an opportunity to show what they know in the way that they know it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that they see it that way.
I just feel like you should give them opportunities to show that they know, that they've read the book in some way, and tell you what they know about it, rather than doing stupid things like, what was that monster's eye color?
Hey, whoa.
Yeah,
Excuse
that sounds
me.
like...
If nobody failed, did anyone really pass?
Listen, I've
That's the real
graded on
question.
enough curves to let you know that there were plenty of times I've let a class pass that shouldn't have, because it was an elective and I felt bad.
But, okay.
And I wanted to, so that's mostly it.
Well, that
That doesn't feel very fair to the other classes that you didn't want to. But I've never been in formal school, and so I guess I don't know anything.
I mean, honestly, Ellery, like, that kind of is how it felt. That's why I finished. Going to school, I mean. Like, I just finished. I was all done.
No, I can understand if it's just like, if the professor wants you to pass and they just pass you, or if they want you to fail and they just fail you, and you don't really have any chance to show that you know the
I
stuff.
feel like that's an oversimplification of what I said, but I'm not going to defend myself any further.
Oh, no. I wasn't trying to attack you, bud. I just wanted to make sure that...
No, don't. He hates that, man.
Hates what?
When
It's fine.
you say
Oh,
bud.
it's called me Bud. I don't like it. I don't know why.
Oh.
Wait, it's
sorry,
fine
that's
when-
the first time
It's fine when she says
No,
it,
I
but
don't-
not when I say it.
I'm so sorry, Belroth. I didn't realize. I didn't
No,
know.
it's okay. It's really... I'm
No, I
not
won't do
trying
it.
to make a big deal out of... It's just a...
The general turns back. She says, "Hey, buds, pay
Listen,
attention. We got stuff coming on."
I really... My virtue
as
name
you
isn't
guys can-
Bud. It's Beacon. Call me Beacon. if you're gonna say something informal.
Okay.
But that's like 2 syllables.
Well-
Whatever, Beak.
Belroth shrugs. He doesn't hate it.
I especially like that one coming from you, Skarpin.
What?
Well, because like if and Deeran gestures to like his mouth area.
Do I have something on my
His
face?
beak area?
Yeah.
Turtles don't have beaks, do they? Is that a beak?
Yeah, it's like a beak mouth amalgamation.
A beaketh.
Yeah, turtles have beaks. They have like legit beaks. They don't have teeth.
A meek.
A meek.
Can you imagine a turtle with
A
teeth?
mouth.
Skarpin has teeth.
Someone
I'm
should
looking-
Google
I'm
turtles
looking
with
at-
teeth and send us
Oh,
images.
don't
do that.
Oh, don't do that.
Podcast@gmail.com.
I don't
So
want to
cursed.
see any of that. I'm going to cut this so hard. I just don't want any
You
of
won't.
that. Mike and I
looking
get
at
all the emails to our actual inbox, and I don't want that.
I'm looking at the official character drawing of Skarpin. He's definitely got a beak.
He has like one tooth. Like,
It's not even a tooth.
even
It's
better.
it's a little jaggedy beef piece.
Here, I'm sending two very accurate photos of turtles with teeth.
ew.
I don't like that. I'm done. So you hear voice echo
It's like
out
horses
throughout
without
the-
eyes all over again.
It is, and I don't want that.
Oh, wow.
I'm uncomfortable. All right. As you walk up this mountain pass, after 20 minutes of walking, a voice echoes from in front of you. It says, "In the times before, when there was chaos and darkness, 5 beings came together. They created the world you see before you. The process was slow and painstaking. And the first step was when Shanarel took the pieces of chaos that swirled around her and created the elements. The path in front of you begins to light up, and 4 barriers stand in your way. Across, in the center of the pathway, just in the middle of the path, there is a pillar. And the pillar has 4 stones on it. And I now go to you.
Skarpin walks up and checks out the stones.
Yeah.
Okay. Each of the stones has on it one of a symbol related to one of the elements.
Picks up the one that he thinks represents water.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
You are holding the stone that represents water.
Belroth goes up to the one that he thinks represents wind, I guess.
Yep. You
He's got it in his hand.
You grab it. Really wanted to do, like, you squeeze it too hard, it breaks. You've now broken wind in front of everyone.
Well,
But that's not true. That's not what happens.
he holds it quite delicately.
Ellery does an investigation check on the Earth one.
It was Belroth.
All right. Give me an investigation.
It's better than breaking water. Oh, gosh!
It's a stone with the element of Earth on it.
Sure is.
That is 3.
A 3 investigation? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you get.
Yep.
Deeran grabs the last stone then.
The one that has markings of fire.
Great. He thinks this one's like a little aggressive for me, but all right.
No, but Deeran, you do the stuff with the fire.
Yeah, you do a lot of fire things.
Yeah, it just, it's so much more. All right.
And Skarpin is a turtle, so obviously water.
That's why I went with the water.
It was really a toss-up between, earth and wind for me, but I picked wind. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like I've done earth in a previous life, and that's totally fine. But in this life,
Oh, no, I'm glad you did, because all my power comes from the Earth. So.
Oh, perfect. Well, there you go.
That would have been a better reason not to take Earth, Belroth.
Yeah, even it is much better. I'm glad I chose what I chose.
Skarpin goes to one of the pillars, for one of the barriers, and investigates it.
Yeah, so the barrier has 4 slots that are across the front of this barrier. And as you approach one of these little spaces, it looks to be about the size of the stone, and words begin to appear over the barrier in that space. And it says, "I am not alive, but I grow. I've..." damn it. Why did I have to write this? Oh.
As soon as words appear, Ellery says, "Oh my gosh, they're riddles."
I've not.
I
I've
don't
got
understand
no
the part
lungs,
where it says "damn it."
but I need air. I don't have a mouth, but I can drown.
I think that one's me, man.
Yeah.
And Deeran puts the firestone there.
Okay. As you step up and approach, you place the firestone there, and you are thrown backwards with a blast of power that reverberates as the barrier that you were, one of the barriers glows brightly.
Did the stone stay there?
No, it's in your hand still.
Can you read it again? I'm sorry.
I am not alive, but I grow. I've got no lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, but I can drown.
Deeran, I think you were on the right track. Maybe we need to do them all at the same time.
Darren, are you okay?
Are you okay?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I'm hearing this riddle, right? And I don't know how it's not fire.
No, I think it has to be. So let's look at the
It
other
could
ones.
also be
You
wind.
want me to try it again?
No. But let's look at the other ones, and then maybe, like Skarpin said, we all do it at the same time.
Oh.
Or Belroth. Someone just said
was-
that, but I
it was
can't
Skarpin.
remember.
Thanks, man. Thanks, friend.
Yeah. What are the other? There's just words above this hole, and there's words above other holes as well, or just
Well, as you approach the other holes, the words appear.
understood. Yeah. Belroth approaches one and starts reading it.
Okay. It says, my feet stay warm, but my head is cold. No one can move me. I'm just too old.
I think that
That
one's
sounds
mine.
earthy.
Maybe we have to say. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna be patient, and then we'll listen to the other
Okay.
ones.
Belroth
But she stands in front of the.
moves to the next one.
Yeah, Deeran stands in front of the fire one still, but with hands in pockets.
Okay. You go to the next one. It says, I always run, but never walk. Often murmur,
That's me.
never
Yeah,
talk.
that's easy. This one's water. Wind doesn't run. That makes no sense.
I don't know, man. Like, what if we're
I'm not
wrong?
reading the rest
What's
of
the
it.
rest of it say?
Someone probably put a lot of work into these riddles, so maybe we should, for their.
I doubt it. I heard him.
Maybe we should let finish reading it just to
Okay.
to
To honor the Titans. or
Satisfy
whatever.
them.
yeah, make it seem like it wasn't too easy, that they had an appropriately difficult riddle to solve.
Oh, Ellery. Oh, no.
So Belroth. Okay. Water run.
Often murmur, never talk. Don't put water here. I'm wind.
Wait.
I told you guys. I knew we should read the rest of the clue.
Wait a second.
Thank
Hold on.
goodness. We almost screwed up again.
That means the last one's mine. I don't know how this one's you, but like
I don't know how wind runs or murmurs even. I mean,
No,
It's a different time.
Drew.
I'll read it if you want, but
Yes. Because I need to know.
I always run but never walk. Often murmur, never talk. Have a bed but never sleep. An open mouth that never eats.
Yeah, this is water. Okay, next one. That is probably wind.
The last one says, I touch your face, I'm in your words. I'm lack of space, beloved by birds.
This feels very windy.
My grandma always said that birds aren't real.
your grandma's so smart.
She did?
Man.
Yeah, she would always say, you never see a baby bird.
I've seen several baby birds.
Me too.
I've never.
How have you never seen a baby bird?
I've seen baby chickens.
Which is a type of
That's a-
bird.
That's a bird.
No,
Ellery.
they're not birds. They can't even fly very far up. I'm talking about the ones that are high in
Also
the sky.
seen them.
I've never seen a baby one of those.
I've seen them. They exist.
I love the idea that Ellery's grandmother walked out on the porch. She looks up at the sky. She gets that face when she's about to say something profound, and she's like, "Birds aren't real." And just like turns around and walks away.
Okay, sorry.
Very wise, except
all right.
conspiracy theorist also. Just
So should we try putting them all in at the same time? Maybe we count down 3, 2, 1, and then put them in.
that sounds like a great idea.
Wait, was there an order that like the stones appeared in, like on the ground or whatever?
They were all on the top of the pedestal.
But
A single pedestal.
left to right, I guess, or
They were, like,
were
in a
they, like,
circle.
In a circle. Great.
Yeah.
So I don't think so.
Should we do it in the order that we picked them up then?
Okay.
Like, I don't know, like, because I knew mine was fire, and I went to put it in there, and then, well, you saw.
We could try that first.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Which way do we want to try it?
So I picked mine up first, the water. So here goes nothing.
And he tries to plug it in.
And you also get thrown backwards, stone still in hand. The barrier shimmers but does not change.
Well, I guess then. First of all, Skarpin, are you okay?
Thank you, but I'm okay. Yeah. Same time.
Yeah. Same time seems like the next best conclusion.
You don't want to try?
No.
All right. I just, I figured I'd give everybody a chance if they wanted to have a chance.
Ellery, do you want to try? Or, I mean, it just seems like we're all just gonna get blown away.
I maybe if it doesn't work altogether, I can try
That
going
sounds
first.
like a great idea. Let's do that.
All right. Well,
All right.
on 3,
Two.
2.
Wait.
One.
Do you mean like
dude?
on 3, like 1, 2, 3, or is it going to be like 1, 2, 3, go?
I'm starting at 3, so don't go on 3. Okay.
Okay, so is it 3, 2, 1, go?
3,
Or
2,
like
1,
3, 2,
go.
2, 1,
Yeah.
go.
Go on, go.
Go on go. Don't go on 1.
Start on 3,
Okay,
end on go.
we're ready.
No, we should go faster. Go on 1. So we put it in on 1 because we have to do this quickly.
Okay. All right.
All right.
3.
All right. 3,
2.
2.
1. Plug.
1.
All 4 of you place your stones in, and the barrier reacts, pushing back. But it seems like about a quarter of the strength of the push that you got before from the blast of force, enough that you can hold the stone there as all 4 barriers shimmer and then shatter, falling away. And the stone crumbles alongside it.
Good job, everybody.
Hooray.
Excellent.
Yeah, good work. Good work.
The voice echoes out through the cavern again, or through the you're sort of in like a there's stone walls on either side as you walk through this ravine, basically, and the voice echoes through that again as it says, "Once the most fundamental building blocks were in place, it came to Vorus, who gathered up the energy of this place and created each of the spaces where magic lives. Collected together, the arcane became a source of power to fuel creation. And as you continue to walk down this way, a beam of light up ahead shows some sort of creature in all hooded, head to toe. It is far enough away that you can't interact with it. It's like 80 feet away.
It's just kind of a big open area.
It's still in this sort of ravine that's probably, we'll say 3 people wide, 15 feet wide. But the creature is pretty far away. The general is behind you guys at this point. She is still with you though.
I almost asked where, like, did she just not, like...
Oh yeah, when you guys start doing stuff at the puzzle, she was just like checked out. Like that's
Great,
not
okay.
her business at all.
Okay.
Well,
Do you think we should go up to it?
Yeah. I'll go in front.
I mean, I can stay far
Alright.
back here in while Freya goes up and attacks, so that I'm from a distance I can snipe at them, or I can come closer. I don't care. I'm not afraid.
Skarpin approaches.
I'll go with you, Skarpin.
The
Deeran's
general
pretty emboldened by his mage armor,
Yeah.
feeling so strong.
approaches with you as well, Skarpin. As you approach the figure, it's got both of its sleeves like pressed together, and its hood down low. So even as you get close, none of the features are visible. And it does not seem to react to you getting closer.
Skarpin tries to walk around it.
Okay. As you get within, we'll say, 20 feet or so, a hand comes out, telling you to stop. The hand is purple in color, and there are 3 fingers on the hand that holds up to stop you. Then-
Deeran grabs Skarpin's shell and like yanks him back when he sees that hand come up.
What?
Careful, man.
You right?
The head lifts slowly and the tentacles begin to drop from the darkness. The hand reaches back and pulls off the hood, and the mind flayer in front of you blinks its eyes once and
We will face you in combat of magic.
he puts his hands out and 2 creatures appear next to him, long cat-like bodies with tentacles off their backs, 3 rows of legs along the outside, and we're going to need initiative. Hey everyone, DM Anthony here, just reminding you that if you're enjoying the show, tell your friends, tell your family, let people know word of mouth, and you can support the show at patreon.com/adventureinc, or you can check out the shop at adventureincpod.com/shop. Make sure you check the show notes and the website for all our social media, including our Discord, where you can come and hang out with some great people. We'll see you there. And until next week, I wish you nothing but critical success.
Serious business.